Okay, John, thank you so much. Now, we will go in alphabetical order as we pick apart each of the conference's football teams. That means we start with the Central Connecticut State Blue Devils. Adam Lechtenberg is in his first season as head coach of the squad. He had been an offensive coordinator here in years past and now comes back to the program. Jadd Dolegala is a tight end with the team. Luquay, Washington is a linebacker with the club. We welcome you guys, and thanks so much for joining us. Adam, what did you know about the Blue Devils program in your prior stint with the school that made you want to come back here and take on this challenge?
Well, Central Connecticut State's always been from a spot I've always wanted to come back to. The people, the administration, the type of players that were drawn to Central Connecticut is the type of people that I want to be around. We are hard-nosed, blue-collar, tough people, great school, great academic environment for our guys. So that was the big draw, the people from the administrator all the way down to the student athletes. When I got back here, it's the same type of kid that we had in 2010, 2011 when I was here, talented, hardworking, and tough. And that is why I was most excited to come back.
Coach, they had a little bit of trouble last year turning the ball over. I'd like to just have a thumbnail expression of what type of offensive philosophy you have, and what are you going to do to correct that?
Well, first and foremost, the offense is dictated on your players. As a coach, we have to protect the football to have any chance. If you want to win games, you have to do things that eliminate the chance of you losing the game. So protecting the football is first. But ultimately, the type of players, we start fall camp, figuring out who can make plays, who can create chunk plays. In college football, chunk plays are critical these days. So we'll find those guys. We're going to be hard-nosed and tough. We're going to be physical in everything that we do. But we hope to be balanced, but we expect to not turn the ball over. That would be a big tenet of ours. But we want to be a hard-nosed, tough offensive football team, just like we do on defense, to protect the ball on offense and take it away on defense.
Well, let me go to your tight end. Jadd, tell me about this guy. Comes over from Central Oklahoma as an offensive assistant. So obviously he's got some ideas that's going to make you very happy, but it always starts with the offensive line. And you've got some returning guys coming back who's got some beef, and blocking's a priority. And as a tight end, you got to take some pride in that too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this year, and especially with the returning offensive line. That's obviously positive for our team, and I take pride in my blocking as well because, that's what I'm a little bit better at because I don't get as many receptions. But this year we could maybe change that.
That's right. Hint, are you listening, Coach?
I got it.
I got to ask you a question. Did you ever get a chance when you were growing up to throw the football with your brother?
So growing up, my brother Jake was always the quarterback, and me and my oldest brother Jared, we were always more of like hitting players. So like we were good linebackers and blockers. So growing up, no, quarterback was always this thing. We never really gave it a chance, and then we had some like shoulder injuries, so that kind of hindered our throwing opportunity. But no, it's never been my thing.
Yeah, Jadd is a third-generation Dolegala at CCSU. Luquay, let me ask you about the defensive side of the ball. Some of your better players have now been turned over, so you probably have to feel you need to step up, not only as a leader but also as an impact player. How do you expect to do that?
Well, first I'm going to start with just understanding the entire defense so I can help out anybody that needs it, and then just me being a better player, making the plays that come my way, encouraging other guys to make plays and just play as one.
Are you going to be the play caller, the guy that calls the defenses in the huddle?
I hope to get that opportunity.
How about on the line of scrimmage when you have to adjust to the different formations?
Any play calls that we get from the sideline, I'm usually one of the guys shouting it out to everybody.
So when your coach comes in as a first-year guy, and you know he's got an offensive background, what do you tell him as someone who's been here about what Central defense is all about?
We're all about hard hitting, playing fast, and playing physical. So, hopefully his offense complements that because that's how we play.
Even though you're an offensive coach in terms of background, Adam, what kind of fingerprint do you want to put on this team in your first year? Because it's a multi-step process. You don't just turn everything around in one shot.
Yeah, the biggest thing is, like I said about the offense, is we want to be consistent on defense. If you line up correctly and you can tackle and you can eliminate big plays, you have a chance to be successful. So if we can do those three things, schematically what we do is less important than making sure you're accountable to your job and then trying to execute when you get to that opportunity. So offense and defense and special teams, that's the biggest thing we want to accomplish this year is be accountable to our job. If everybody does that, we'll have every opportunity to win games, but we have to take care of ourselves first. And that's the biggest thing I want is make sure we don't spend a lot of time worrying about anybody else but us, because we have plenty of things that we need to work on to get better, and that's our focus, is on developing ourselves as a program and as a football team.
What do you expect most out of your quarterback?
Well, our quarterback has to make plays. Anybody that says there's such thing as a game manager at quarterback, in my opinion, that's very rare. Is that the case? Unless you're exceptional on defense or
You
have
see
an
your
exceptional
tight end
running
nodding
back.
over there. I just want to make sure.
Your quarterback has to make plays, and so we're going to have a very good quarterback competition. We have some guys that can run around and make plays, but they have to protect the football. Anytime you're turning the ball over, you're hurting the football team. So they have to take calculated risks, and we have to put them in position to make those plays and make those calculated risk decisions. But from our quarterback, we want him to be a tough guy. If our quarterback's not tough, that's the guy on our offense that has to show toughness. So we expect them to be tough and make good plays when it really counts, and then protect the football. We also need our quarterback to be a leader. They need to make sure they don't have to be the loud vocal guy all the time, but they need to show by example and by what they do that they're a leader on the football team.
Jadd's hoping that he looks to the tight end a few more times than last year, apparently.
I'm all for it. I like throwing the ball at tight ends.
You got to give him some of your plays.
I was going to ask you, would you say that your quarterback position is going to be more of a drop back, a rollout, a zone read option, or what are you going to ask of him specifically?
Well, again, it's kind of whoever wins the job, it's figuring out what their strengths are. We think our offense will be versatile enough to, just like our skill players, whatever our guys are capable of doing, we'll kind of dictate to that. They'll be able to run around and move a little bit, but we're going to do a variety of things on offense that whoever wins the job will give them a chance to have success.
Paul, I got to admit, he's done a remarkable job of avoiding the question. He has not answered me once, and I've asked him 4 different ways.
Luquay, let me ask you about defense once again. When the new coaching staff comes in, what do you want them to know, though, in terms of the game planning, the structure? Do you have, in your opinion, a very astute defense that could handle any kind of complex defense that they throw at you? Or is it a kind of thing where keep it simple, let our guys just go out there and play?
Our defense is more focused to being able to handle anything that gets thrown at us, but we also have guys who can just go out there and play as well. And, it's valuable having a lot of key playmakers on our team.
Excellent stuff. Guys, we wish you the best of luck. Thank you so much for your time. That's Central Connecticut State, the Blue Devils, first team up here in our NEC preview show. Let's get Senator back.